And 3, 2, 1. Boom. And we are back with another episode of Socratic Gamers. It's a Socratic Dialogue once again as we take on Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
So we checked out Game of Thrones finale. Notice I didn't do the intro this time?
Yeah.
I was cognizant of that. I was like, don't do the intro this time. Anyway, so we checked out Game of Thrones. If you're wondering about the intro thing, check out a previous episode and you'll understand what I'm talking about.
Right.
So we checked out Game of Thrones yesterday, final ending. I remember Vish showing me this a long time ago. I remember the first time you tried to show me Game of Thrones, and I was like,
I had to sell it to you, right?
You did.
I had to sell it to you because
my time is very valuable, and I was like, I can't watch something that I'll end up leaving, or else it'll feel like a waste of time. But
Yeah.
no, you did get me on Game of Thrones. What I liked is the realism of it, the Game of Thrones.
So that's that's what I sold you on.
But then it was
no
funny because there's no magic. You're like, oh, this is not a magic show. So I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch it.
Like it's fantasy, but no magic.
And then all of a sudden, we got White Walkers, we got dragons at the end. Anyways, so this is basically going to cover our Game of Thrones experience, memories, but primarily what we thought of the final episode.
Yes.
Series finale.
Yes.
So right off, the end of an era, as you put it.
Yeah.
So I guess to kick it off, what do you think? What was your overall impression of
overall
the
impression of the whole thing or the finale we're talking about?
The finale.
The finale. Now, not where I would have thought it was gonna go.
Okay.
I was satisfied with certain characters' endings and not satisfied with others.
Okay.
It was a mixed.
Okay.
feeling.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So you had mixed feelings. You liked it, but you also didn't really like it.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, I hated it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so bad. Like
you and many others.
How could you make the most amazing series ever? You actually got my attention, and you held it.
Yeah.
And then you just like let it go at the very end. It was like you were really. You could feel like they were trying to wrap it up any way they could.
Yeah. I mean, it did feel. I felt that the season did feel quick, but again, it's also 6 episodes, and they tried to make those episodes longer. But then you just sometimes.
But it's like, how do you finish 3 stories?
But it's not. Yeah. See
in
that
6 episodes.
Right, but I mean that's also what TV's like. You can't.
No, but
really,
that's what I'm saying. It felt like TV. All the other seasons felt like, whoa, this is like some epic, like movie type. Like I've never seen this before. And then this one felt like TV. Like I was watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I think I felt that from the past couple seasons though.
Really?
When they finished the
which season?
So once they were past the books, then it became slowly. Like there must have
more
been
TV-ish.
Yeah, because
what season is that?
I think it was after 4 or 5.
Oh no!
So that's where I felt a little bit of. So they must have. I think they had some writing from an unpublished. Like he hasn't published his book yet, but like he probably had more idea where the story was going.
Right.
So they had a bit more to work with.
Okay.
And then by the end, like he knows the ending, but he hasn't written the ending yet, right?
Oh.
So now,
interesting. So they just wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Because he didn't finish. I didn't know that. That makes complete sense now.
Yeah.
No, but like
he has an idea. He knows where the ending is
so
going to be.
So he knows Bran's going to be the one.
Yeah. Well, all spoilers here. Yeah.
Yeah, all spoilers. Yeah, sure. But like, all right. Let's go through it. So
that's what he said. That's what he said in an interview, that it'll end the same way in the book.
Okay.
So
what did you think about the multiple storylines? So like, let's go through Daenerys first. What do you think about her shift and her ending?
I think the shift was going to happen. You did feel that.
But it was so abrupt.
But because it's short, that it felt all in one episode, and I don't think they showed enough of like to show her go mad or go crazy.
Yeah, totally.
I think to sell it for us.
True. There should have been like 3 more seasons.
The other problems I had with this season was, I know they focused more on like showing the character a lot in a lot of those long shots.
Okay.
And I felt like that. Why are you, this is just adding more to make it longer. I see you're trying to get their emotion or whatnot, but it just didn't work out.
Right.
I felt a lot of that in this season. That seems like you're just making it longer than it needs to be.
Right. I get what you're
Like,
saying.
you know what I mean? Where they could have filled in certain things, like as to maybe showing off why Daenerys, like they only try to show her face, and as she would go a little bit mad or like got pissed more and more, like in the previous episode. But like they could have shown some way to show like, oh, like the flashbacks of all the things that went bad, and I can see now why she's gone this way.
Right. I see what you're saying. Maybe it's just because the writers had like nothing left.
I don't think that I don't want to necessarily always blame the writers. I don't know who,
But the writers are the catalyst for the story, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying, I think in a lot of parts it was still, like, there's still many parts that were good, but it's just that I think the ending was just not where.
Okay, so what did you think that was good?
In this season? Or in,
the season, like the way it ended.
Well, there were certain characters that I liked in like for Arya, for midway through the season. I didn't see anything happen to her after she kills the Night King. Right? So that was a little bit boring for Arya.
But yeah, true. And we all thought she was going to do like kill one of the green-eyed people.
Right, yeah. Like, so, or they were trying to, I guess they didn't show it off, or like, I think we liked her, like, her assassin, like, character.
Yeah, but they didn't
focus on that. I think that what they tried to do was try to make her become more human again and not be more like just kill.
But that's so lame.
But I think that they weren't. I didn't like. I watched other people's reviews and get that perspective, but then they didn't show that. If they were trying to do that, I just felt like it wasn't portrayed correctly in that way. For me. Yeah.
All right, so what do you think about Tyrion?
So Tyrion's storyline I thought was actually pretty good. I think he ended off on a really good note.
True, I agree with that one.
Right?
Yeah, all right. What do you think about Jon Snow?
Thinking about it again, at first glance when I watched it, I did not. But then when I got another perspective, I think I did. Jon got what he wanted, actually.
True.
He did not want to be taking control of anything. He didn't want to make decisions. He never wanted to be king.
True.
And he just he got what he just wants to live with the wildlings.
All right, so what do you think about Bran being king?
So now Bran being king, I think that they were doing that so that because nobody would have guessed Bran would be king. So they just made Bran king, so they just threw us all off. But then it's like...
It made sense when you look back at it.
It makes sense in some way, but there was no hints at it.
True.
There was no... Maybe in the books there would be hints at it, because that's why they weren't able to, like, really show it in the show.
I agree, but with that, when he said, like, why do you think I'm here? I'm like, actually, yeah, as the three-eyed raven, you would see the future, so he knew how to get to
of
be
course
the king.
Of course, yes. But it just didn't, like, there was no hints at that.
Right.
Some way
there's no way you could have tied it
yeah,
together.
Yeah.
It was just like...
Like, there was little hints of Arya going to kill the Night King, right? Like that...
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, there was
tie back to
nothing...
this.
He didn't say or anything that kind of said in a way, because he kept saying that he's not Bran.
Right. It's so it's not like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like,
there was
way
no
you could trace
lead
it.
up to that or some hint at it. So
True.
That's why I felt like he just somehow scapegoated in just because they wanted to shock us.
Yeah, true. I feel that.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, and then he's just a head figure. He's not really going to do anything as king. It's just Tyrion who's actually the one leading this stuff.
I like how he's like...
Which I was okay with for Tyrion to be in that position. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, I liked how he was like, you're going to be my hand. He's like, no, pick someone else. And then he's like, what better...
so that line was good. I like that line.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I saw this morning. Mr. Eddie Wong, the chef guy, he wrote this. Daenerys is Mao/Fidel/Alexander the Great, Genghis, Caesar. He's one of those characters.
Right.
Jon Snow is Martin Luther King, Gandhi, or JFK.
Right.
Sansa is Hillary Clinton. I can see that. Sam is every citizen of every country.
Yeah, okay.
Right? Because it's like, oh, democracy.
Democracy, and just did all chuckle at. I thought, okay, so that part when they brought up democracy, we kind of mocked it a bit, but then I like that they mocked him for that. So,
but I was
that
like, that would have been sick. 'Cause, like, that is how you're going to break the wheel, right? But
Yeah.
then, like, yeah,
No,
his
but
was the most logical.
His was logical, but then it wouldn't make sense at the time.
Actually, you know what? No. I take that back. His was not the most logical, because that's like America right now. It's like, why did we? I still gotta watch Brexit, but why did they get Trump in president?
Yeah.
But it's because you're appealing to the masses, not to the people who should be fit to make the. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
So I agree that it shouldn't be democratic.
Well, it wouldn't make sense even at that time. Like they're
How are you gonna get votes? Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So
let me finish this. Bran is the internet, right? Because everything can see everything, and Arya is Batman.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I like those comparisons.
So let me so John's ending I was fine with. Bran not so much, but whatever, right? Arya's ending is
I didn't like John's ending. It made sense, but it was just like I really thought he was gonna be king. But I guess that's the bait and switch.
I think so, because I don't think he never wanted it, so it made sense for him not to be.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
And for him to also kill Daenerys, it wouldn't make sense for him to have been chosen.
Arya's was so lame.
Arya's was a setup for a spin-off.
Yeah, it was like they're prepping. I was like,
yes.
Like you can just smell the freaking spin-offs off that one.
Yeah.
Like Grey Worm, he's got a spin-off. Yeah, Arya's got that spin-off.
Right.
Who else? Oh, you could totally see Jon Snow's spin-off. But not spin-off because I'm sure he's done, but it's like a extended story of like the wildlings now.
So like what I heard was that they had 5 pilots or 5
spin-off
titles
pilots?
For spin-offs, but I think they've only filmed 3 of them or 2 of them.
I saw this just now before we
filmed the
recording.
pilot. Yeah.
They're already starting a prequel to Game of Thrones.
No. That's what I'm saying. So the one that they went forward with was the prequel one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they're gonna have a hard. Like, I don't think a lot of people were happy with this ending.
Do you see that 50,000 people signed the petition to make them redo season 8?
The season 8, yeah.
I would sign it. This is the first time I've ever been so committed to a TV show that I'm like, because we waited so long and this is how it ended. It was you made me wait, and I was so hyped. But you know what's funny? They asked Amelia Clark, Grey Worm, and that other girl, her translator. Mm-hmm. They asked them at the red carpet, and they're like, "Oh, like you filmed all your seasons?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What do you think of this season?" They're like, "Best." Amelia Clark was like, "Best season ever," and then started laughing. So it's like they were kind of hinting at the fact that it's not the best season ever.
Right.
Yeah. Really didn't like it. But yeah, so what else?
I thought this was corny.
Jamie Lannister and Cersei.
Okay, yeah,
I was like, ugh.
I was fine with that, actually.
But it was just like so quick.
Oh, for them to die?
Yeah, I was just like, oh, they're dead. No, okay.
No, I thought that was fine. I thought the scene when Tyrion found them.
But they were so like powerful, and then the way they die is just like, oh, rocks.
Well, actually, what I liked in that episode was that I felt sorry for Cersei.
That was just like the shame. That was just like the shame episode.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like where we all going into that episode, we hated Cersei, but that switched for me by the end of that.
But you know what that is? That's just the brilliance of Game of Thrones being like, oh, there is no black or white. It's all gray. It's like you can root for the bad guy once in a while, you know, and also like hate on the good guy once in a while, you know. Like what's his name? The dude, Grey Worm? No, not Grey Worm. The dude. Well, I guess they're both unsullied. They're both eunuchs. I mean.
Oh, you're talking about Varys?
No, the other guy, the brother of Sansa.
Oh yeah, okay.
You're a good man.
Greyjoy.
Greyjoy, yeah.
Theon,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that could have ended so many crazier ways. Like they all could have died.
There's so many ways,
Bran
of
could have
course.
been freaking the Night King.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
There's
then
so
it's
many
like,
ways. Yeah.
oh, actually, none of that. Happy ending.
It was.
I get
it was. See,
it was a
this,
business. It's a business move.
Yeah.
That's why you're doing a happy ending, because you want to Avengers this. You know, you want to be able to expand it beyond what it's currently at.
No, I mean you could still have done it without having a happy ending too, though.
So why do you think they did the happy ending?
Even
that scene, the cheesiest scene.
I
was
think that's
Tyrion. Where at the table, and then they're all like.
See, that was another scene.
I was like, oh my god, this is so corny, bro.
Wasted time again. Like that was a long shot that I didn't need.
When he like fixed the chairs,
Yeah.
and it was like, why are you fixing the chairs? And then like, where's Draco? I'll go find him. You guys carry on.
And yeah.
And then it was like so mundane. I get it. Like, yeah, being a leader is mundane, but it's like, still.
I think someone should redo those when the books are out. Not just do it as a cartoon or something like that, where I can go watch it.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, I did not like that.
What do you think about
Sansa?
Mixed. Sansa's ending?
I thought that was fine.
I thought that was kind of cool, actually. Yeah, because like she went from like this little girl, like watching Ned Stark's kids develop into these people. It was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
like that's where they ended up.
Yeah,
Sansa's was cool. Arya's was meh. John's was like, oh god.
I actually, I didn't
Jon.
mind. I thought at first. That's what I'm saying. At first, I thought that. Then I changed my mind on Jon a bit.
Yeah, but
it made sense for where he's going to lead based on what he did.
Totally. It's just for me, like the Jon thing was just like.
True, like the whole
better.
Targaryen meant nothing.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. That,
you did nothing with it.
Yeah, but that happens. That part I was okay.
They didn't even try and burn him.
So that scene I felt was a little weird. I think it was symbolic, but it was just. It felt a little corny, and I think.
Why is this dragon?
Why didn't he at least?
This
I think
thing,
he should have at least burned Jon. It would have made more sense.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So at the end of this show, the dragon had the moral high ground. It was like, you know what? We shouldn't have a king, so he melted it. Like, yeah, they gave.
But or maybe he knew that there's already a chair because Bran.
Yeah, maybe. Gee, that's funny. But like, why did they make the dragon so freaking cognizant? You know what I mean? Like, they made him like able to ration out.
Like
the
he
fact
would
he's
not.
burn
He would have totally burned Jon.
You would have burned Jon. Yeah. Why are you burning the chair? Made no sense. That's like the ultimate epitome of corniness.
Yeah,
that the dragon was like, you killed her, and all of this was because of the greed of humans. I will burn this chair. You know, like, come on.
Right.
Like, what is this? I didn't know Disney made this. That was HBO, bro. That was HBO.
Right. It's 18 plus, but it wasn't.
That was like a PG-13 ending. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah. See, the dog doesn't like it either. Anyways, so yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what to. I mean,
it started off so good.
I mean, that's true. So I think this is the biggest that HBO's ever had for a show.
And they just crapped the bed in the last season.
Yeah, so
especially the last episode.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, what that does for the future HBO. I mean, I think they'll be fine as long as they keep making good stories. But it was not what we wanted.
Yeah, no.
I would think.
Not at all.
Not at all what we wanted.
Are you gonna watch the spin-offs?
It depends on what they do and how they do it, I guess.
I can't trust it anymore. Like, it was funny because when we were watching it, remember when it started, I was like,
I want to
see the whole series all over again, you know, like, because it's all gonna connect and it's gonna be this amazing thing. Right. And then like after that episode, I was like, yeah, I don't want to watch this again, because it's like I know where it's gonna end, and it's like there's no like crazy twist. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that was like it would be cool to see that all play out again, because the way it ended was so corny. It's just like, okay, I know the cheese is coming, you know?
Right.
And if you only watch it halfway through, then it's not going to end, and it's never going to change. So it's like, in my head, pass. We're done. We're done with that series. I think I think they should have ended it with the Night King. Like, that was an amazing episode.
Or that's this is what you just reminded me with the Night King. The Night King knew all along that Bran was going to be king.
And that's why he wanted to stop him?
That's why he wanted to kill him.
But for what? They never said that.
I get it. There was no... That's what I'm saying. There was no notion of that. Maybe if there was...
Actually, that would have been cool. That would have been cool.
Exactly.
Actually, that would have been cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so who is the Night King? They never explained that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
come on.
It never went into that. There were so many theories that people had that are... Yeah, like... so many not explained. What was Bran doing? I mean...
Yeah, Bran showed up. What was that meme he said? Like, Bran is the kid in the group project who doesn't do anything but still gets an A.
Yeah.
Because, like, what? You weren't even there, bro. Everyone saved you.
Everyone did all the work.
You told everyone that Jon was a Targaryen for no reason. Because it didn't matter. It didn't change anything.
But again, it would all make sense if there was any little hints of him being that.
For sure. But it didn't change anything.
And him leading it that way. Leading it that way. That he wouldn't be the one, of course, to kill Daenerys. It would be Jon, but he's leading it this way.
But what was the point? Oh.
But there's no hints to that. That's what I'm saying.
Right. So it was like he had to play these cards in this manner.
It would make more sense if there was...
Kill him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
But that theory did not exist at all because there was no hints of this at all.
That's what we're trying to do now is piece together the last bit of salvation to keep this thing good.
Yes.
Like, well, they probably meant this.
You're just trying to find thing. Yeah.
It's that's that cognitive dissonance right there. It's like it's so bad, but we already purchased it with our time of watching.
Right.
So now it's like,
all
right, let's just pretend like it's good. Like, yeah, they knew all along. Yeah.
Right.
I really like the show for its ability to speak to human nature. You know, like that's what really got me for Game of Thrones. It's like strategy, like business strategy.
So yes, that's what I loved about it. Like those are the things that caught my attention, like politics.
Yeah, politics. That's what it was. Politics.
The way monarchy works, who has power. Like I will never forget that line that Cersei had.
Knowledge is power.
Like,
power is power.
Yeah, like when Littlefinger tried to show off his power a little bit, but then Cersei's...
She flexed
like,
on him?
because everyone talks about knowledge is power, but then she's like, no, power is power. If you've got power, you got all... It doesn't matter what knowledge you have.
For sure.
I can just kill you. Like, that was a really interesting stuff, but that's because these are from the books that he's...
Totally.
Thought out.
And also...
Yeah.
And also, it was really cool when we found out that Littlefinger was the one who orchestrated everything.
Yes.
Because without him, Ned Stark's thing wouldn't have went in motion. But he did it out of jealousy.
Yeah.
And then we got cheese at the end. So that didn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, so we got up to this point.
Yeah.
So that story really should have just ended when they killed Littlefinger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we figured it out, guys. We figured out how it all started. But then it's like, how are we gonna end this with mega cheese? Like what was the point of anything?
That's true.
Right? Like, it didn't matter who was a Targaryen. Didn't matter about Littlefinger. Didn't matter that...
See, all of those things I think would have been fine if we had hints that Bran was gonna be who he's gonna be.
True.
I think that would have made more sense because Bran would have led everything.
Random. It was so random.
That's what I felt. Yeah. Who has the better story?
Yeah.
Well,
we ruled through stories. It was like, come on, bro.
I think Jon had the better story, but...
True. Jon did have the better story.
Jon did have the better story. He was the secret...
Oh, yeah. He did have the better story.
But then, I get why he couldn't... But then, who else? Arya had a better story. Tyrion had a better story.
Yeah, true. Tyrion did have a better story. There's something... hold on, let me find it. It was so funny.
It's not like Bran crawled all the way to the...
So they said, who has a better story than Bran? And it showed all of the people that have a better story than Bran. Like, there's, like, Littlefinger's there, Daenerys... Like, everyone that died, basically. They all had better stories than...
Oh, the other part, too, what I saw...
Bran's was so random.
What someone said was kind of funny was... Because everyone said aye to him being king, and then Sansa goes, because she's the last one, she's like, well, I want to be independent.
Oh yeah,
And then, but nobody else can say anything because they already said I.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But and she also had the in because she's like the sister, right?
Yeah. But then everyone would be like, wait, why don't I be independent then?
Yeah, totally.
But they already said I. I mean, there were great parts to Game of Thrones.
What do you mean?
I mean, great seasons in between, just not the ending.
Oh yeah, totally.
Just not the ending.
No, Game of Thrones is amazing. Up until
I don't
the end.
think I don't think I've ever seen a show like this, or even a topic that, you know.
But now it's like it's completely been ruined in my mind. It's like
Right.
the way it ended is just like you've totally undone everything
Mm.
that this series like stood on.
Right.
Because none of it mattered. They killed Danny so quickly. It was like what?
It wasn't like I
He just walked through.
I
and
wouldn't
stabbed her.
mind.
It was
Yeah.
like, what?
Right.
All right, that was it.
Right. Like it
And you could tell
could have
it
been
was
more
coming.
dramatic. Yeah. And
So it was like
you could have done it a bit more dramatic because
or like subtle or like.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they.
And then they just showed like
yeah.
Jon Snow in the freaking jail. That was so dumb. It was like after he got like he killed her, and then it jumped like months later. It was just like, oh man, like this is it. This is the undoing.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah.
This is what we waited 10 years for.
Yeah. How long has it's been 10 years?
I think it's been 10 years.
Yeah. So 10 years, and to end it like this has completely undone 10 years of my life. Yeah. I don't know. Well,
Yeah, I guess it's. I mean, maybe it's hard to make good endings, but I think there may have been other ways to do it. But
would you? No, I wouldn't read the books. I was gonna say, would you read the book?
no,
Like,
I'm not
I
reading the
wouldn't.
books. So that's what I said, to make a cartoon out of it. So
So all right. So does this beat Battlestar for you then?
Battlestar had a good ending though.
I know that's the thing, right? So it's like this. If this ended amazing,
If this ended amazing, I think it would have.
but now Battlestar
I was
is
not.
solidified
I
in your
was.
mind.
Yes, I was not satisfied by the ending.
Yeah.
So I can't give it to Game of Thrones. It did meet a lot of things, but it just did not meet this last bit here.
So where does because you like shows a lot, is it Battlestar's number one, then Game of Thrones number two, or is there something that beat Game of Thrones?
No, I don't think. I think Game of Thrones is number 2. I don't think there's anything that comes.
Even remotely close?
Yeah, I don't think so. Not this level of storytelling. No. Of the past season, not this season.
Well, yeah, that one's more for you because like I'm not really into like TV shows. So like for me, Game of Thrones is the only one I watched from like every single episode.
Well, actually, I mean, there are other ones that
24?
I did like Leftovers, another HBO. Not 24. What?
Didn't you still you love that show?
No, that was just a normal show.
Prison Break was amazing.
These are not the same level of caliber that HBO does. There were some Leftovers I thought was really good. That also ended pretty good in my opinion. Only 3 seasons. That was HBO. And then there's Westworld that still is on, so another HBO show, which is not bad, but
I heard Westworld is good.
yeah. But they're, I don't know why. The many shows HBO has had good endings, just didn't work out for this one.
Yeah, this was a poor one.
Yes. Yeah, I think there was a lot of controversy or like things people didn't like about it throughout the season, and just wonder what HBO thought of it.
It's funny because like there's so many lessons in Game of Thrones, but I can't even reference it anymore because all I think is how crappy it ended.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's that thing where in psychology where you're like you're always remembered by the first and the last thing. Your first and your last impression.
Right.
You're never remembered by what happened in the middle. And Game of Thrones started amazing, but it ended so crap. So it's like all I can remember is the crap. Yeah.
But the only one thing I will give it to, Game of Thrones for is like how many people were really, like the amount of people
it changed the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Like,
it got a lot of people's
Toronto
attention.
is We the North because of Game of
Why?
Thrones.
Because of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a cultural phenomenon
That affected the whole world. I gotta
that
say.
makes you. You know what it's sort of like? Actually, no. I'll save that for off air. This is a really bad analogy. I'll try to think of a less bad one. It's sort of like. It's sort of like when you're a kid. This is a nicer analogy. It's sort of like when you're a kid and you eat like a lot of candy.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, candy's so good, and then you find out that candy gives you cavities if you don't brush your teeth.
Right.
Sort of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Final thoughts?
I'm waiting for that cartoon.
Watch the Dark Knight series
Okay.
because that was good.
Yeah, they should have made Christopher Nolan make this.
Oh, Christopher Nolan's really good. His movies are epic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Sign
I don't
in.
know. Let's see what happens with Star Wars because
Why?
it's the same. These are the two guys that helped make write Star Wars, I think.
Who did? Christopher Nolan wrote
No,
Star
no,
Wars?
no, sorry, not Christopher Nolan. The
George R.R. Martin?
no, the ones for Game of Thrones. The lead writers or the two guys.
Who wrote Star Wars?
Yeah, the new one, I think.
Oh, no.
That's what I read. Like, if you didn't like Game of Thrones, I don't know if you like Star Wars.
Oh, well, Star Wars already...
Well, we'll see how well this one does. They thought. Anyways, I don't know. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah. All right. So, I'm sad. That's pretty much it.
I'm mixed feelings.
You're
about
ambivalent
this.
and I'm sad.
Yeah.
Notice both of us didn't say good. so Game of Thrones leaves you with a feeling of either ambivalence or sadness.
Yeah.
I can't you
I don't
couldn't
know.
even
I
say
don't
it's
know what
good.
to say. I can't.
I know. All right. Well, hopefully we'll get on that Vice thing soon.
Yeah.
Socratic Dialogue. Stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, don't watch Game of Thrones. Unless it's the first 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then read the books after when they're out.
Yeah.
I won't though, but whatever.
Yeah. All right. Until next time.
All right.
Take it easy.
Peace.